The LSAT logical reasoning section is a lot more important than it used to be. If you're taking the LSAT in June, chances are you like logic games a lot more than you like logical reasoning, so you should probably be devoting more attention to logical reasoning. And if you're taking the LSAT in August or beyond, logical reasoning, of course, is doubled in importance because they are removing the logic game section and replacing it with a second scored logical reasoning section. Now, of course, there are roughly 15 different types of logical reasoning questions, depending on how you count them. If you're categorizing them by question stem type, I want to encourage you to stop doing that. Stop categorizing logical reasoning questions. Stop drilling by question stem type. Instead, think about the method of reasoning in the stimulus. Imagine if you actually took the time to understand what you were reading and you understood the argument on a deep level. What if you were to engage in the exercise of transforming one logical reasoning question type into another based on the method of reasoning in the stimulus? A lot of times, students will look at the stimulus, they'll be confused by it, they don't really understand the argument, and so they go into the choices hoping that will somehow help things, when in reality, you are just throwing more information at yourself that you don't understand because you can only understand the answer choices in the context of the stimulus. In other words, if the choices are supposedly going to strengthen the argument, how can you understand how to properly interpret those choices if you don't know what the argument is saying? Sounds obvious when you look at it from this perspective, but when you're in the moment, I understand, not really sure what to do. Adrenaline, stress gets the better of you, and you just kind of keep reading like you're treading water, hoping something will click when nothing does. To remove all the guesswork for you regarding what to do to help you understand the argument, the passage, the question stem, the choices, I've developed a framework called the Socratic review method. The goal here is to help you slow down, give you a system, a template, a guideline to understand the argument, to understand the passage, to understand the question stem, and understand the answer choices. Specifically, what makes the wrong answer choices tempting, what ultimately makes them wrong, what makes the right answer choices unappealing, and what ultimately makes them right, because you have these traps of encouragement towards the wrong answer choices and traps of discouragement away from the right answer choices. Until you understand which tricks and traps you are uniquely, personally prone to falling for, you can't help but end up making the same mistakes again. So at LSAT Unplugged, what we aim to help you do is help you learn how to review better. In our live classes, we demonstrate the Socratic review method live. We have live classes several nights a week. They're all recorded for any that you can't make, and we have literally hundreds of recorded classes already in the archives since we've been doing them since even before the pandemic. Of course, all of this is regardless of question stem type. We also, of course, help you build the fundamentals first. And so before you get into the Socratic review method, before you get into drilling questions by type, we want to help you build that foundation first. So wherever you're at, we want to encourage you, whether you join our programs or not, focus on the basics first, build that strong foundation from the beginning, focus on your conditional indicator words for necessary and sufficient conditions, for evidence and conclusion. These will carry you far. If you don't know them, you are in trouble. But of course, you've still got plenty of time to take the LSAT and apply to law school at the beginning of the cycle in the fall. If you won't be ready by June, of course, you could take it in August. You could also go for September, October, or November and still apply to law school perfectly early in the cycle this fall. If you'd like to find out more, check out the links below the video to book a call with me and my team. We'd be glad to help you out. And in the meantime, I'll wish you all the best and take care.